Hi, my name is Ethan Hunter. Welcome back to NFL Record Prediction. And here's my prediction for week number 1 of the NFL season. Yes, we are still a good chunk away from the start of the NFL season. However, we have the New England Patriots taking on the Seattle Seahawks. With the additions that the New England Patriots have made to their team over the offseason, getting free agents, going after players in the trade, I think the Patriots have a really good shot, but to verify that point, we're going to take a quick dive into the New England Patriots history and who did they get in the offseason. I mean, just to take a look, you get linebacker KJ Britt, you have AJ Brown, a proven talent for the Philadelphia Eagles. You add on two safeties, which you really need, especially in the Super Bowl. You got beat over the top a lot by Sam Darnold, Jackson Smith, and Jigma, and the rest of the Seattle Seahawks offense. And you get a proven talent with Romeo Doubs. You also get tight end Julian Hill, offensive line James Hudson, defensive end Jamonte Jones, left safety Nico Lass, linebacker Jesse Luckett, guard Elijah Very Tucker, and cornerback Kendall Villador. Now, these are a lot of great additions. The two that really catch my attention would definitely be Romeo Doubs and A.J. Brown. I think that's going to add a lot of depth to the New England Patriots. Drake May is going to continue to improve. He's going to continue to show the NFL that he did not just get to the Super Bowl by a cupcake schedule. And with Romeo Doubs on the team, who honestly made Jordan Love look great by making a lot of those catches, and A.J. Brown playing with Jalen Hurts, I think there's only one way for the New England Patriots to go up. Do I think they're going to beat Cooper Kupp, Jackson Smith and Jigma, Sam Darnold, and the Seattle Seahawks offense? Not really. So for week number 1, I am going to have to take the Seattle Seahawks to beat the New England Patriots. However, I do have the New England Patriots having a very successful season. Now, the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Los Angeles Rams. Now, in my opinion, I don't think this one is going to be as close as people are suggesting, just because the San Francisco 49ers, they can honestly write an entire book based off of the players that have been injured on that team. However, the San Francisco 49ers, they've been making some moves in the NFL offseason. Yes, they just got Mike Evans, and yes, Mike Evans, he's already injured. He hasn't even played a snap for the San Francisco 49ers, and Mike Evans is injured. But let's take a quick look and see who the San Francisco 49ers have added to their team. They have added Mike Evans, who he is there for 3 years. Christian Kirk was signed to a 1-year deal. Drew Greenlaw, a linebacker, he returned on a 1-year deal. Veteran Lowe, offensive tackle Nate Hobbs, cornerback Eddie Pinero, kicker Courtney Swanman, punter, and Jake Tungus, tight end. Now, yes, with George Kittle injured, Jake Tungus, solid replacement for him. However, I do believe with all the additions that the San Francisco 49ers have made this NFL offseason, this is not going to be enough to beat the Los Angeles Rams, who are young and are going to continue to improve through the draft and through trading for veteran players. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Cincinnati Bengals for week number 1. Now, I do like Baker Mayfield. I do like the offensive weapons that he has. However, I like the Cincinnati Bengals in week number 1 just a little bit better. T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and Joe Burrow. The deadliest trio in the entire NFL. Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a lot of work to do on that defensive side. Do I think they can stop that trio? Absolutely. But is it going to be very hard? Yes. Do I see the Cincinnati Bengals having a successful year? No. They're playing against a very stacked defense in their division. Every team has a stacked defense in their division. So do I think they're going to make it into the playoffs? Most likely not, but do I think they're going to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Yes. Will it be an upset if the Buccaneers manage to win it? No. This one is overall a 50-50 game. Just like baseball, it determines on who catches fire first. Who scores the first touchdown? I think it'll be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but I am going to ride with the Cincinnati Bengals on this one for week number 1. Going up, heading over to week number 1 for the New Orleans Saints, taking on the Detroit Lions. I think this one is a no-brainer. The running game for the Detroit Lions is better than the Saints. The quarterback battle. The Lions are better in this. However, the Saints, they are definitely hopping into a bit of a rebuild. So I don't think the Saints are going to have that good of a season. But for week number 1, you give me the Detroit Lions to have an easy win over the New Orleans Saints. That's like having Alabama with all their Hall of Fame players and all their very talented NFL players returning to Alabama to play a unknown school. So for this one, I take the Detroit Lions to win. The Jets and Titans. Let me know in the comment section down below. Will Cam Ward have a redemption season with the Titans? And let me know. Will Geno Smith have a redemption season with the New York Jets? However, both quarterbacks, in my opinion, Cam Ward, I'm hoping he has a redemption season with the Titans. I definitely think he can. Just get this man a good offensive line and a good wide receiver that can catch the ball, and the Titans can go places. However, I have little to no faith in the New York Jets, and that is why for this week I'm taking the Titans. I definitely think Cam Ward does have a redemption season. However, it's speculation at this point. The Baltimore Ravens head to Indianapolis in week number 1 to take on the Colts. Now, I'm being really honest. Will it be Daniel Jones starting for the Indianapolis Colts? Most likely. Now, what we've seen from Daniel Jones, I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent here. Because Daniel Jones, when he played for the Giants, everyone thought this man was going to be awful. But when he left the Giants, it's like something clicked. And he's like, finally, I'm out from New York. I can actually play and be a decent quarterback. And he brought the Indianapolis Colts to the playoffs. However, do I think he is good enough to beat the Baltimore Ravens? And that is heck to the no. There is no chance in the world that the Indianapolis Colts beat Lamar Jackson, Zay Flowers, and Derrick King Henry. There's no chance in the world that the Indianapolis Colts get their win against the stacked Baltimore Ravens. Next, the Browns taking on the Jaguars. It is only fitting for this game. Cleveland, it is only fitting that you start Shadir Sanders and Jacksonville. It's only fitting that you put Travis Hunter on that defensive side so we can have a one-on-one with Shadir Sanders throwing to see who is actually the best from Colorado. Is it Travis Hunter or is it Shadir Sanders? I think it's a no-brainer. I think it's Travis Hunter all the way. But that would be absolutely cinema to watch Shadir Sanders take on his friend from college, Travis Hunter. Now for this matchup, if it's Deshaun Watson starting, if it's Dylan Gabriel starting, if it's Shadir Sanders starting, there's only one winner to pick in this week, and that, my friends, is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence is better than all three quarterbacks combined. I mean, in their preseason week 1, each of them had a turnover in that game. Now, I get it's the preseason, but if the preseason's any telltale sign, then the Browns are not going to have a good season. And especially because they don't have Myles Garrett anymore. The Buffalo Bills taking on the Houston Texans. CJ Stroud taking on Josh Allen. Josh Allen is a proven quarterback. Josh Allen makes it to the playoffs. year after year after year. Every single year he's been in the playoffs. CJ Stroud, a young quarterback who's getting better year after year after year. He does have a lot of key weapons, but also so does Josh Allen, the veteran coach for the Buffalo Bills. And Josh Allen's veteran experience in these tough games will be too much for the young CJ Stroud. So give me the Buffalo Bills to win this game. Commanders taking on the Eagles. Out of respect for Jaden Daniels, I will not say his number just because we respect him too much here. Jaden Daniels taking on Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley. Now, yes, the Washington Commanders, young, improved, constantly good team. However, the Eagles run the division. The Eagles have Saquon Barkley, a proven talent who played for the Giants, a proven talent in Philadelphia for the Eagles. If the tush push was the only play they ran, they would beat the Washington Commanders, and that is why I'm flying high with the Philadelphia Eagles. And for this game, Cowboys taking on the Giants. Jackson Dart, hopefully he's better after that vicious hit he took in week number 1 against the Minnesota Vikings in their preseason game. I think he's fine. But imagine if they get Cam Scatterboo back, you get Malik Neighbors back. The offense is not better than the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, CeeDee Lamb, proven talent. George Pickens, proven talent. Well, yes, Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott doesn't have the best record in the playoffs. You cannot argue that this man can throw the ball. He is in the top 5 in every single category, every single season. Well, yes, I don't think he's a proven quarterback in the playoffs. Can't argue the talent is there, and they are still going to run the New York Giants and continue to whoop the New York Giants in week number 1. Now we head over to the Broncos taking on the Chiefs. Bo Nix hopefully should be back taking on Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, one of the most elite quarterbacks in the entire NFL. He's got the arm strength, he has the talent, but if Travis Kelce cannot make a gosh darn catch, their tight end might cost them the game. And it seemed like last year, every single one of Patrick Mahomes' wide receivers had buttered fingers because they could not catch a ball to save their gosh darn life. However, Andy Reid, we've seen what Andy Reid can do year after year after year. Andy Reid can definitely turn this program back into the dynasty team that we all know. However, Bo Nix, Patrick Surtain, and the Denver Broncos, that is a team that is rising to be one of, if not the biggest threat in the division. So, well, yes, the win probability favors the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to take the underdogs and go with Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos to beat the Kansas City Chiefs, because the Kansas City Chiefs have never had a good record when it comes to week number 1 wins. And Bo Nix, if he was not injured, we may be looking at a new Super Bowl champion last season. Those are my week number 1 NFL predictions. Let me know in the comment section down below. Will we start the series undefeated? Wouldn't that be a sight to see? All we can do is watch the NFL and welcome back to the greatest sport in sports entertainment history. I'm looking forward to the Green Bay Packers returning in week number 2 and the greatest quarterback in the NFL, Jordan Love, showing everyone that the hate is undeserved and he is one of the best. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for week number 2 and daily sports videos.